everybody, just wanted to let you know real quick, excuse the look, this is not my normal do, but I'm trying out ColourPop, Jeffree Star, and ColourPop. So anyways, just wanted to let you know real quick, I had to break up the ColourPop review video because it was way too long. So I expect that there will be 3 parts, and the part you're going to see tonight is part 2. So I hope you enjoy this. This is my honest review on the Ultra Matte, and I know it might be a bit controversial to some, but hey, I've got to lay it on the line and put the truth out there the way it is. Just as I complimented their eyeshadows and their blushes and their bronzers, and you'll see what I have to say about their highlighters as well, I'm going to be honest about the Ultra Mattes. Okay, so on to part 2, ColourPop Cosmetics. And I believe we'll have the ending of part 3, which will be highlighters and a wrap-up.
Whether or not I should do all these on my lips, or whether, you know, hand swatch or arm swatches, whatever would be okay. I will tell you, if you do want to see these on my lips, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to do it. For now, I just thought I'd do use my arm and scar that up, because these definitely, yeah, these definitely, the color sticks with you. Okay, so to start with, this is how they come. Right, like that. Little Ultra Matte that says on it. And on one end, you've got the color right here. It tells you what it is. Now I will tell you first impressions of these. You know, I'm really torn. First off, packaging, adorable, without a doubt. You know, it's classic. It's nice looking without, you know, I mean, there's nothing extraordinarily special about it, but it's very classic. And, you know, it's very pretty. It's nice looking. Reading the color on the end is a nightmare. I almost wish that they had somehow or another, you know, I know companies don't like to actually put their color on the tubing, but God, I wish they would, because seriously, look at, I don't even know if I can get it to be seen in the viewfinder. Look at that. Okay, now I can't read that right now. Let's put on my micro grannies. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So, you know, the problem is with me, at least for me, is unless I keep them in the box where I can actually have a chance of reading this itty bitty bitty little sticker on there, I'm pretty much working off of color as opposed to name, which a lot of people don't mind. They don't care if they know the names of them or not. I personally like to know the names of them. Anyways, I really wish they'd figure out another way to do this. You know, put them on there, right there, put them underneath, put them somewhere on the container itself. The other thing is too, is that little tiny sticker, once it's gone, it's gone. Anyways, okay. Now here's where the problem happens. I don't know if anybody, you know, I'm probably going to just get tons of flack if I put out any criticism about ColourPop, because people seem to be so fanatical about this company. But I have to tell you, the packaging sucks in terms of its internal makeup. The outer packaging is gorgeous, beautiful, without a doubt. Very similar in coloring to, you know, I mean, very similar in style to Anastasia Beverly Hills. Different, little bit different coloring, but style is the same. However, that's where it ends. When you open it up, you've got another problem in here. Whatever kind of choker they've got in there, when you pull this out, when you pull the dough foot out, the wand applicator here, and you know, there's something in there, there's like a choker in there that it pulls against. I don't know the technical term for it. I'm just gonna call it that. But anyways, pulls against it, supposed to keep the product in there, and is supposed to clear the product off the wand and only allow enough so that, you know, you've basically got enough to coat your lips and not waste. For one thing, as you can see, the entire wand comes out coated frequently. I'm not kidding you when I tell you there is no tension here. None. Look at the product building up on this wand right now, just from putting it in through. I mean, look, it's dripping, literally. See it dripping down off there? Yeah. The problem happens, though, because of the fact that they have not put enough pressure on the system in here. It's not tight enough, is that when you take the wand out, first off, it's saturated. I mean, the entire wand from top to bottom is saturated. There is so much product. I mean, look at it. It's all pooling in the, it's hard, I know it's hard to see, but it's literally pooling down there. So that's one problem. The other problem is if you turn these sideways, the product pours out. Now, that's not only a design flaw in the mechanism in here, but in my opinion, it's a flaw with their formula, because this should not, and when I say it comes pouring out, I mean it comes pouring out. Thankfully, in this room in here, excuse me, this used to be my son's room. So being smart, I decided to put dark blue carpet in here, because any parent out there who knows when you put you have light carpet with young kids, yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. So we put dark blue carpet in here. Well, my daughter and I were going through these when we got them, going through each color, and I was doing a swatch so that I could put it up on Instagram. But anyways, and she accidentally set one down, you know, just set it to the side after she took the wand out. It was the blue one, by the way. Anyways, she set it to this, kind of leaned it to the side. Well, it tipped over. And literally, in the amount of time that it took her to snag that thing up and pick it up off the ground, just tipping over for that short amount of time, I had blue liquid lipstick spilled all over my carpet. Yeah, so ColourPop, you got a wonderful thing going here, but you seriously need to reformulate not only the formula of this, or at the very least the container it's in, because if you're gonna have a liquid lipstick that is that thin in consistency, then you've got to have a container that can keep it in there. Another problem I've had happen with these, and I've heard some people in reviews say, oh, it's never happened. I've had other people say it happens all the time, and that is what people call the pilling, which is where your lips, your liquid lipstick, all in this area bunches up. Like right now, let me show you. I have Anastasia of Beverly Hills liquid lipstick on right now. Pure Hollywood with a lip gloss over at Vintage. Okay? I know it's a lovely face, isn't it? Okay, see here? Nothing. No pilling. None of those little, basically what happens is that the product bunches up, and from where your lips are touching together and where your lips are touching the liquid on the inside of your mouth, I don't know if it's the pressure of the lips coming together or the liquid making, the inside of your lip there making contact with your product, but it causes it to pill up, to bunch up. And yesterday I had one of these on. I had Sunday, actually, which I'll show you. And I'll put pictures somewhere here so you can see. But literally, I was talking, and as I continued talking, I felt like this thickness here in between my lips. And I thought, what in the world is that? And I took my finger, and I went like this in between my lips. It came away filled with little balls of this. And I thought, what the heck? Still felt it. Did it again on a second finger, filled. Third finger, filled. So, this is just my first impression, but I'll tell you, I've worn so many liquid lipsticks, and I'm yet to have one do that to me. And the one other thing I have to say about this formula, I know all liquid lipsticks are drying. There's no question. It's just the nature of the beast. I know you can put something on to moisturize your lips, a lip balm beforehand, make sure to exfoliate your lips. I know all the tricks, I know what to do and everything, but I've never ever put a liquid lipstick on my lips that is as drying as this one. And I think the reason why, I think it's the formula, for how thin this formula is. It is ungodly lasting though. If you're looking for something that you can literally put on your lips and it's going to stay there for a full 12 hours, this is it. Because when I put Sunday on my lips, and as I told you, it pilled up on me real bad, but after I wiped all that stuff out, it did not do it again after that. Just did it that one time. And after I cleared all that out, I didn't have the problem again. Don't you just love it when the battery goes dead when you're in the middle of talking? My treat. That's my vice. And of course it always stays wrapped around one of my favorite great paranormal author. And I will be talking about her at some point in the future too. Okay, back to this. Put Sunday on, pilled up on me. I got all that off. For the rest of the day and the rest of the night, this lipstick stayed on my lips and did not move. I ate, I drank, I laid down and, I don't know, watched a Deadliest Catch marathon with my husband, and we ate caramel corn and just snarked out on all kinds of stuff. And I kid you not, when I went in to take my makeup off, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning. That lipstick was still on my lips. Not only was it still on my lips, it didn't want to come off. So that's why I said, don't do it just to torture me now. If you want me to swatch these on my lips, I'd be happy to. But I will tell you, they're hard to get off. So, anyways. So that's my scoop. Overall, they have beautiful colors. They're inexpensive. The price is right. They're only $6 a piece. So that's, can't beat that. But this is a very thin formula. It's a very drying formula. And it does pill on me so far. First impression. I'll get back to you after I've worn them longer and more of them. Oh, and I forgot. This is one other thing. Some of these, like this one. This is, what is this one? Trap. This is Trap. This one is very, very liquidy. I mean, you can see it's literally just pouring out of here. If I turn this container upside down, it would pour out of here. Whereas other ones, as an example, the one I wore Sunday and my daughter wore Avenue. Those ones were so dry that we had to keep dipping into the container and out, put on, dip in, out. So that might have contributed to the pilling on me as well, because I was having to go, you know, with liquid lipstick, you want to get, you know, you basically got one shot at it. You know, you take it out, you want to do a swipe around, and I usually put my liquid lipstick on. I use a brush around the edge of my lips and then I fill in. But with, you know, when I tried just putting it right down out of the container, it was like there was nothing in the container, hardly at all. So we're constantly going back and forth, and of course the small amount that's on my lips is drying, so when I go and put more on, you know, I have to dip in, that dries, and anyways, it was just, I was not happy at all to see some of these be almost, you know, to have so much product in them that they're pouring out, and have other ones have hardly any product in them at all, to the point where the wand is dry. So I don't know if this is a manufacturing problem, quality control problem. Maybe they don't even know it exists. But I'll tell you one thing, the sample that I got here of these and again, like I said, I purchased. So when I say sample, I mean, you know, I just bought different colors. I bought some of the brand new ones. I bought some of the older ones. So from this sample that I have, I'm not impressed. The colors are beautiful. The staying power is incredible. But what it comes down to is there's a definite flaw here in the design of the actual unit itself, because there's just, see, look at that. I mean, there's just no tension at all. First impression, very detailed, but that's it. So let's start. Okay, again, this one's trap, and you can see, you know, I mean, there's a good amount of product on here, and it's very thin. Probably gonna have to move the camera down. So that is trap. I'll go through this as fast as I can, but I do have several of them here, so might take a little bit of time. This is jellies. This is the one I said dumped everywhere. So, and you can see again, I mean, look at the amount of product all around. See, it's filled down in the bottom there. The whole bottom's blue down there. I mean, it's just a mess. I've never, and this one, I mean, you can see when I put it on, it literally is, it's like water. I mean, it's not, it's just like pigmented water is basically what it is. You can see how shiny wet it is. I mean, it is almost dripping right now. Yeah, they've got a real consistency problem in their formula here as far as I'm concerned, because some of them are like this where they're extremely watery and just all over the place, and other ones are dry. And I don't know if it's the pigment, the batch, I don't know what it is. But this is Mars. I should be showing you these, shouldn't I? Sorry about that. And again, beautiful colors. Sorry, horrible swatch, but beautiful colors. That one's now, see, now that one's thicker. There, let me do a better swatch so you can actually see that. That one is a thicker formula than the previous ones I just did. Yeah, this is a much thicker formula. This one is not nearly as watery. I don't know if you can actually see it on the through the viewfinder though. What we have is Avenue. This is another one that we had problems with dumping out. But what's interesting, so obviously it doesn't matter how thick the formula is, because this one is really thick. See how there's no, I mean, there's no high gloss shine where it looks watery. Obviously there's shine because it's wet. But here, let me just show you this way. This is the best way we can do it. Let's put Trap, which is extremely watery, next to Avenue. Okay, now do you see how Trap is almost pouring down my hand? Because it's so thin. And look at Avenue. Avenue's still wet, so you can see the shine to it. This is Avenue on the bottom, Trap up here, but look at how wet and thin that is. I mean, literally, there's still, look at that. So, yeah, ColourPop's got a, I don't know if it's just this batch or if they're all this way, but they definitely have a problem in the consistency of their formula, because I've never encountered this with other liquid lipsticks that I've tried. And I have, like I said, I have Anastasia Beverly Hills review coming up on their liquid lipsticks, and I also have Jeffree Star coming up review on his liquid lipsticks. Okay, this one is Beeper. Kind of a, now see, this is a consistency that I would expect a liquid lipstick to be. It's not too thin, it's not too thick. Yeah, it's nice. That's the way I expect all of them. You know, that's the way I want a liquid lipstick. I don't want one that's so wet. Because, you know, the thing is that the wetter a liquid lipstick is, it's like the dry, you know, it just sucks everything out of your lips. Okay. This is Kapow. And as I said, I got several of their, oh boy, this is another really thick one. Just no consistency. That is Kapow. I believe that's one of their new colors. And that one is very thick. What have we got next? Let's see here. This one's Sunday. Now this one was the one I was most excited about because I am completely, this is my color. Reds look great on me, but fuchsias, especially a blue based, you know, blue tinged fuchsia, love it, absolutely love it. So I was so excited about this, but look, okay, now I just pulled it out. You see how dry it is? Look at this. Hold on here, set that down. Of course the camera's not gonna work now. Okay, look at that. I just took this out. Now let's turn the wand over. I just took this out and look at that. That's all I could do on this one wand. Now if it's going on my hand that patchy because there's not enough product in there, imagine how it went on my lips. Look at that. It scratch or what, but when, you know, when I got these and I saw all these problems, I honestly, I was just like, what are people you know, I mean, granted, the shadows are beautiful, the, you know, the blushes are beautiful, the bronzers are, but oh my God, look at this. You're not going to believe this. This is what I'm talking about, okay? You see what's on that? Look at that. See that nice little dot right there? Well, down here, right below where I'm doing this and opening these containers, apparently when I opened the blue one, as I said, it's really watery. It sent dots out over everything. See that? Unbelievable. I don't know what people are bragging about with these liquid lipsticks because so far they're getting a big thumbs down for me. I don't want something that operates like the, you know, this is just clueless. Beautiful color. Beautiful color. Okay, let's see how this one is. Now this one is what I would expect a consistency of a liquid lipstick to be. Not any problem. You can see how, you know, with a couple swipes it held enough, but it wasn't so much, it wasn't so watery that it's dripping down my hand or down my mouth or out of my lips. So, you know, that's a good one, but you can see the inconsistency. I mean, some of these are so thick, you know, and so, I don't know if it's that they're so thick or there's just nothing in the container that it applies patchy and nothing goes on. Other ones of these are literally so watery, they splashed all over everything just opening the container. So, yeah, this one is driving. So honestly, I just don't know what people are bragging about with these liquid lipsticks. Okay, now here is another thick, I mean, look at this. This is just ridiculous. Thick. This is so thick. It's unreal. I wish you could see what I'm talking about. I mean, you can see how, like up here when I did the second over, you can see how it gets lighter. There's a big blob of product here, and then it gets lighter and starts fading off and patching. Where here it's thick and it gets lighter and lighter. Yeah, see that? You can see the light reflecting off of where all down here, where all the material's bulked up. And then you can see where it's light and patchy around the edges and top. I mean, that's just, I'm sorry, but they're only $6. But they need to reformulate these. Plain and simple, in my opinion. I don't care if they're $6 or they're $2. Yeah, they need to reformulate these because they've got some of these. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Okay, this one's MIDI. I just don't get how people are just bragging up a storm about these, and I get them and I think, is there something wrong with me? Am I missing something? Seriously? MIDI. This is not what I look for in a liquid lipstick. Now this one feels very, feels very liquidy, and that it is. Now look at this. Okay, just to show you. God, I wish I could really show this. Okay. Just ran it across my hand one time. Now the reflection in the light, look at the amount of product on my hand from that. Do you see that? Look at that. That's because this is another one that is almost watery in consistency. So, you know, when I do the Anastasia Beverly Hills review, I'll show you them side by side. I'll show you what her formula is like compared to this formula. And I think you'll be able to see it then. Okay, this one's Creeper. Because I'm telling you, there's a huge, huge difference. Here's another one, really thick. It's like every other one. And you can see where it starts fading out up here. You know, it's real thick down here with, you know, lots of product down here and then fades out. I mean, it's just, this, you know, the best way I can describe them is the ones that are thin are like water. These are like paste. I mean, colors are beautiful. Packaging's beautiful looking. They need to redesign the internal of it. There's no question about that. But they need to go back to the board with the formulation on these. Okay, and the last one is lychee. Everyone keeps calling this something different, but it's lychee. There we go. Okay, and we have another pasty, thick pasty one. As you can see from the way it applied to my hand. Now see, when I run, what I may be seeming to some people really critical on this, but when I hear people talk about a product as if, oh my God, this is just, you know, you have to have it, it's just absolutely amazing, and then I get it, and this is what I experience, that makes me mad, because that tells me that either people I've been watching who have been talking about this are full of it, and they're talking about it like it's awesome because they're getting product free and they're getting paid, or they don't know what they're talking about. I hate to say it, but you know, I'm 46 years old. I've been wearing lipstick a long time, and I've been wearing liquid lipstick since it hit the market. And I've worn a lot of different ones. I'm telling you, I've worn a lot of different ones. And, you know, the way I've been hearing people talk about this, not everyone, but the vast majority of reviews I've watched on this have been like, this is the best thing since, you know, the refrigerator chilling your milk. And I'm sorry, but there are so many flaws in this product that I personally would not recommend it. If they reformulated this so that there's consistency in their formulation, every single color is different. There's not one color in these that is the same as the next. Some of them are really, there's some of them, as you saw when I picked up, you know, the stuff off the counter here, some of them are so thin that when I open them, they sent pigment splashing everywhere. Others are, you know, and they run down my hand. Others are thin like they should be, but and they go on nice. Others are so dry, it's like there's no product in the container, and other ones are so thick that you feel like you're, you know, I mean, it's just, I honestly, I don't know. Just, it really makes me mad because I expected a lot out of these for what people have been saying about them. And what I've got here, and I've showed you, it's, you know, I don't have any reason to lie about it. I'd love more than anything to have these liquid lipsticks be the next best thing, because quite frankly, I'd rather pay $6 than $20 for a liquid lipstick. No question. But something like this, you know, this is, yeah. And I hate to say it because everybody else and their mother loves these liquid lipsticks, but I don't. I think they need to pull these and do a major reformulation on these. The product needs to be reformulated so that there's consistency across the line. There is I mean, how many shades did I get here? Like 13 or so? Absolutely no consistency. Some of them. The actual unit itself needs to be redesigned so that when they do tip over or lay sideways, that the product doesn't come spilling out of them. So in my personal opinion, ColourPop needs to do a lot of work on this, because they're on the right track for their first go out the door with liquid lipsticks, but this is not what I want from a liquid lipstick. So if you're having problems with them like I have, you know, you're not alone. And if you're having problems with these pilling up on you with that, yeah, I think we'll just grab another one. If you're having problems with these pilling up on you, I think personally the reason why is you'll notice that that's on the thick ones. Because I noticed that when I wore the ones that are very thin, like for instance Trap, the Trap that I have is very thin, almost a water-like consistency to it. And when I put it on, I actually had some trouble keeping it. I couldn't just take it and put it on normal because it was so watery that it wanted to just bleed everywhere. It wanted to go outside my lips. So I actually had to take a lip brush with that one and apply it on. And then the other thing I noticed too is, like for instance with Trap, when it finally dried on my lips, I literally felt like I had a sucker fish on my lips. Just, it sucked every bit of moisture out of my lips that was there and trying to be there. And you know, my lips literally felt like the Sahara Desert. Again, I know liquid lipsticks are drying. No need to tell me that, but there's drying and then there's Sahara frickin' Desert. Okay, that having problems with the liquid lipsticks pilling up on you, I think you'll notice it's on the thicker ones of the formulation. Some of these, you know, Avenue, Lychee, Drive-In, Sunday, just to give you a few, incredibly thick. Trap, Midi, what's that one? The Julie, it's a new, the blue one, like water. So, I'm sorry, but ColourPop, great first try, but you need to go back and you need to completely reformulate this and you need to redesign so that we're not having this dump all over the place, because I should be able to open a liquid lipstick and not have so much product come out that it literally lands on my makeup table and all the makeup that's on the table. I mean, literally everything was dotted blue. So, anyways, thank you so much for visiting. I know this was a long video and I'm sorry. I should have broken it up into two probably, but live and learn. You know, I'm new at this. I'll get it down eventually. So thanks so much. Please subscribe. Kinds of good stuff coming in the future. What have I got coming up? I've got Melt Cosmetics coming up. I finally was able to get their Dark Matter stack and I will be reviewing that. I've got an order from Amazon coming up where we talk about the good old thing, especially that mature women or women who have PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, they have a tendency to get a lot of hair on their face. Women who are going through menopause tend to have that problem, and some women just in general have that problem for no reason at all. So I've got some things we're going to talk about that I ordered to deal with that. And I've got a lot of subscription boxes coming up. We've got Glossy Box, we've got BoxyCharm, we've got Birchbox, we've got Ipsy, we've got Walmart Beauty, we've got Beauty Box 5, and we've got Julep Maven. So, whew. Also have a haul from Ulta coming up. And let's see here. Is that about it, I think? Oh, there's a whole bunch more stuff coming up. So subscribe, stick with us, have some fun. Thanks for visiting. Have a great day, guys. Bye.